Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniature. It is time for my weekly painting progress, and hopefully yours too, because hopefully everybody out there is staying busy and industrious in this balmy August weather full of humidity. So yeah, it's been warm, but I have managed to still continue to paint, which is kind of crazy, actually, come to think of it. Anyways, I did not paint this. This is another of the freebie Planet Shark models from Taiga Miniatures that they are currently having a painting contest for. And I will add that when it's got that 4x zoom and you can see all of the niceties of it, it's good to see. This one comes courtesy of my brother, Percival Sparkle Trout. Getting funky and rambunctious with his armor painting on his. For a reminder, here's mine. I mean, there's only so many ways you can paint, power armored sharks, I guess, before you start getting into funky patterning and stuff, of which I've seen quite a few interesting ones. I'm not looking to win any contest, but I am certainly looking forward to the Kickstarter, so we'll have a link down to the Kickstarter page, which, if you do take a look at it, has all kinds of interesting links to various other things, and I strongly encourage everybody, if you are even remotely interested in these freebies, to hit up their Discord, where they have even more free models available, provided you have a printer or access to somebody who does, if you don't. And also the rules, because, you need those too. So yeah, he got that done. And I did too. Besides that, I pawned a model off on Sparkle Trout that I'd been wanting to paint for a while, and I just was never getting around to it. And that is the Swole Soror from Witch Song Minis. Nope, not Witch Song, Witch Guild. Witch Song is their really big centerpiece, encounter models. Witch Guild is their smaller NPC player character types. So, to debunk the typical frail and fragile wizard, they've got the Swole Soror here. Sadly, I don't know what he's reading. Must be quite entertaining, because I don't see the words on the page. Maybe they're magic. Maybe he's just pretending to read and he's a barbarian in disguise. I don't know. It works. I know Sparkle Trout was complaining to me about his having to paint the guy in yellows. But I think it turned out pretty well. What do you guys think? I had wanted to do a video about this guy just by himself for so long, and I just never got around to it. I don't know, maybe I should. I feel like sometimes I feel obligated to just have a pile of models, which maybe isn't the best, but I still want to do that. So that's what he got done. I didn't really paint this week, but I sort of kind of did. I just kind of finished messing with it. And this is the plastic Fidwog tractor that came with the infantry, of which I've painted a whopping 2. Now, mind you, I have about a good half dozen of these Fidwogs for this Quar's War sitting around waiting to get finished. And they're slowly but surely getting there, little by little, so hopefully I'll have them done. I don't know where I put the driver, or the gunner, or whoever's supposed to be popping out of that tank on lookout. Sorry, not tank, tractor, but it's going to go with my other, somewhat little larger one. And if you're not familiar with the Quar, they're not exactly the giants of the tabletop. Something to be aware of. But I figure, you know what, at least it's good enough. And yeah, I painted most of the bottom of it, and then I thought, why am I doing this? No one will literally ever see it. There's no point to it, and I stopped. Now, what I actually did paint this week, my whole entire one model, was, oh gosh, I cannot remember the name of the card. Vigara Dragaris, I think, something like that. Anyway, I did a video just on this guy. Somehow I had got that bug in Erkman's Minis ear about making some models based on CCG artwork And I actually convinced him to do one of the more complex ones that I now realize upon hindsight maybe wasn't the best choice, because I might have, unfortunately added to the artist's insanity with this one. But I did actually get it painted. So this is, I think his name is Vagra Dragaris. And there's just a lot going on. And what's funny is I didn't actually do it as by the card as I should have. So for starters, he actually has little tiger stripes going across his legs, his arms, and the backs of his wings, as well as little ones on his underbelly, which I just gave up on. I was like, I'm done. He's got this floating skirt armor, which actually is floating. There is a supported with a rock version as well as an unsupported one, which I believe I showed everybody before. Here's the unsupported one. Obviously, I did not use that. I thought about kind of just gluing it on the back of his tail. But in the end, I was like, nah, I want him stable. I gotta say, that's pretty darn stable now. I like the tail kind of sandwiched between the rocks. Obviously, I didn't glue everything down until the very last moment. Technically, if we were going to be card accurate, there's a couple other little things that he's missing, but I'm not going to hold that against Erkman in any way, shape, or form. Just the fact that he got all these crazy details already on the model itself, and it exists on the tabletop, is even cooler. So if you're interested in this, obviously we have that link down below where you can grab it and hopefully do a better job painting him than me. But I gotta say, I'm still happy about it. I didn't realize he was so avian-like. He's got those bird claws all the way across his entire body. So if he'd had his scabbards here, like, it's supposed to be the sun and the moon blades. So you have, on the opposite sides, the moon and the sun. There's actually a powered up version of him where he's got even more crazy kind of evil energy growing off him. I did get his eyes. It's hard to see because there's just a lot going on him. There's armored pieces, there's feathered pieces. He's got the belt, he's got the sash. There's just too much going on there. So like I said, I kind of almost feel guilty for talking Erkman into doing this. Almost being the keyword. Not quite. I did get it painted though. So there is that to be proud of. If he ever feels the need to further stress himself out and come up with really complex, obnoxious models to try to sculpt, I will be more than happy to point him in the right direction. Hopefully he's learned his lesson for the time being. As always, we'll have those links, as I mentioned, down below. And one of these days, I swear, I really do, and I'm going to catch everybody off guard, I guess, but I will try to post this stuff on social media. It's just the beginning of the school year. I'm almost 3 weeks in. That's insane. It's like the middle of August, and I got family from Japan here. So I'm just super busy, but I will try to eventually get something put up there. So fingers crossed in that regard, and hopefully everybody is enjoying their summertime while they can, if they get it. I don't anymore. So, with that said then, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye.